In today's Southern Spotlight, we will celebrate Transgender Visibility Day with a brunch sponsored by the Sage Center.
We will also highlight the Art Gallery's latest exhibition and hear from Southern athletes who don't call Connecticut home.
All that and more coming up. Hello and welcome to Southern Spotlight for fall of 2025. I'm Nelson Roman.
And I'm Rachel Rose.
We begin with a proposal at the Capitol that has proven very popular on campus. The PAC program, or the Pledge to Advance Connecticut Tuition Assistance Program, pays for low-income students to attend the state community colleges tuition-free.
Now there's talk in the legislature about expanding PAC to the 4 regional state universities. Students at Southern are all in favor of the possible expansion.
Financial burden of going to college would be relieved off of us, and I could very much just focus more on my education and less about having to pay after I get out of college.
Well, kind of first, I think it's an incredible opportunity, and it gives a lot of people the chance to pursue higher education and careers that require this level of education.
There is a chance of me exceeding my credit threshold, and there's a possibility I'll have to pay out of pocket, and I can't afford that. So this program could help me financially so I don't have to go into more debt that I already am in.
No word yet when we might see a vote of House Bill 685, the act expanding the debt-free community college program.
March 31st was Transgender Day of Visibility, a day to shine light on the people who represent the T and the LGBTQ+ community. Southern Sexuality and Gender Equality Outlet, also known as Sage Center, hosted a brunch to highlight the national occasion. Even though Sage members said that they felt valued at the university, they've said there's been situations off campus that have not been so genuine.
I can remember in 2016, I was asked to leave my place of employment because of how I showed up. And I was compared to that of a typical cisgender male and really was humiliated, right?
The Sage Center makes sure that LGBTQ+ students have a safe space on campus. Many of those students came to the brunch. Some allies showed their support of the community, helping to make everyone feel welcomed.
Now that we've highlighted some events with the university, it's time to recognize some successes outside of Southern. A high school student from Waterbury has created his own clothing brand. He draws his own designs and creates the order packages. Reporter Lexi White tells us how he also uses his creativity to make his manifestations come true.
From an idea to a creation, Sean Bigby created his own clothing line, Fate Undecided.
This is me, this is what I love to do.
Everybody was always trying to tell me how to live my life. You know, that's why I was like, my fate's undecided. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Sean started Fate Undecided 1.5 years ago and says he's sold over 10,000 items of clothing so far. Being a high school senior at Waterbury Career Academy, Sean says he's been getting recognized by more people than he thought he would.
Like one day I dropped a package off to one of my teachers, and like the students were like, you got some Fate Undecided? I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I really don't want to fall out of love with this. Like, I love wearing clothes. I love making clothes. I love seeing people in my clothes. Like,
while there's been a lot of praise within the community, Sean says having eyes on him comes with a price. Sometimes his classmates treat him differently.
Like, it really does happen. Like, you know, people coming up to me in school, they trying to get free stuff, you know, people trying to take pictures with me. Like,
once Sean gets an idea, he draws it out in his journal. Then he sends those designs to his artists and manufacturers. Then within just 7 to 10 days, what once started as a thought becomes a reality. And helping to bring that vision is Gianni Francis, the web designer for the brand. Gianni created Fate Undecided's website. He puts up the prices, edits the visuals, and puts up the tracking system for their packages.
Like, we're actually like booming, you know what I mean? Like, now we have a good mindset, like our minds evolve as years go on, you feel what I'm saying? I feel this dude right here is gonna be the next big thing in the industry, you know what I mean?
There are many people who help bring Fate Undecided to life, like the assisting designers and the manufacturers. And the photographer for the brand is Sean's close personal friend, Keon. Keon's mom owns the building here in Bristol where they have all of their Fate Undecided photo shoots.
Sean came to me when he wanted to do one of his first drops for his clothing brand. And I seen a lot of potential in him. And I really loved how ambitious he was on wanting to get everything done. So I wanted to help him.
Sean and Keon have a great working relationship. Keon says he tries to completely capture the essence of Sean's clothing.
No, I'm really happy for Sean and how successful he's become at a young age. I love to see it.
Sean says he plans on taking his brand to the next level with pop-up shops, benefit events, and more.
But it's like I want to live a higher quality life, you know, and I want like that to be just a representation of who I am, you know. So my fate's undecided.
From Southern News, this is Lexi White reporting.
I'm proud of you, bro. You know that?
They may not be closer seekers, but Southern's campus has its own treasures, if you know where to look. The Ethnic Heritage Center offers a space where people of all backgrounds can learn, share, and celebrate diversity. The center's mission is to help preserve culture, history, and identity.
We've produced 4 books so far. One is Wooster Square, another one is Grand Avenue, and then we've done downtown and downtown north of the center of New Haven.
Tucked inside Southern Connecticut State University's Bewley Library is another hidden gem, the Bewley Art Gallery. Right now, the gallery is showcasing exhibitions, posters from the 1960s to the 1990s. It highlights the way art was promoted decades ago. But what many don't realize is that this exhibit is just a fraction of what gallery holds. The permanent collection is actually a treasure trove of art pieces, some of which you won't even find on Google.
This is from 1776. This is actually a lithograph or an engraving that is then, once it's printed, they go back in hand color.
That's just one of the works that rarely see the light of day. The permanent collection features paintings, sculptures, and even experimental pieces that span different time periods and styles.
A piece of old technology is seeing new popularity. If you're really into music, there's a chance you're listening to it the same way your grandparents did, on a record player.
The comeback of vinyls and record stores has made its way back into the mainstream, and Gen Z seems to be the target audience. Seabug Records, located in small-town East Windsor, seems to be a hidden gem. A needle tracing a vinyl seems like the most sought-out way to listen to music. Located on the second floor of the Vintage Shops on Bridge Street, the store boasts over 30,000 LPs, 45s, and even the now defunct 8-tracks.
Chris Bugby, I'm the owner. We're just celebrating our 5th year anniversary right now. I do pretty much everything. I have my niece that works for me, but I pretty much run the whole show other than that. You know, most people hear Record Store Day and don't understand it's a business. So you buy their records and they're exclusive.
Tammy Downey and her son, who did not wish to be interviewed, were first-time visitors.
So he's just looking for random vinyls, basically. We're just in town for a campus tour at one of the colleges.
150? Yeah, I got one.
Before customers buy, they have the opportunity to listen in the back.
But I know a lot of kids who are really into records. I think it's because music has become invisible. You know, it's all now on your phone or on a computer or whatever, and you don't get that thrill of going and buying records and actually seeing them spin and just, you know, the vibration of the record to the needle is what's making this music. I think that made a huge difference.
According to an article from the Wall Street Journal, in 2023, vinyls outsold CDs for the first time since 1987 and continue to do so. This is Soleil Scott, reporting from East Windsor. Back to you.
Thanks, Soleil. There's a lot happening on the fields and courts around campus. Here's Rachel with a look at Southern sports.
Thank you, Nelson. As the weather heats up, so does Southern Connecticut State University track team. The Owls are coming off from a back-to-back indoor track championships. However, the team views indoor as a prep season for outdoor. Whether it's throwing, jumping, or running, the Owls go into the event doing everything they can to win, even if it means getting under the opponent's skin. That has led the men's team in capturing 7 titles in a row. Despite the success, Coach John Wallen wants to make sure his team still wants to win.
To be honest with you, success sometimes makes us a little soft and a little complacent, so I think as a staff, we're trying to make sure everybody stays hungry.
Staying hungry for a common goal brings the team together as a family. As the Owls prepare to capture another championship, staying locked in needs to be priority number one. If you're looking for an out-of-state student here at Southern, look no further than the athletic department. 6% of students at the university do not call Connecticut their home.
Connecticut State University's women's basketball forward Katie Williamson saw college basketball as a way to explore new parts of the world.
A whole different walk of life, obviously, being from Ireland. You hear about these big schools in America and how they take their sport so seriously. So it was a really big change. But when we came over, we watched the basketball game, both men's and women's. We were like, this is incredible. Like, this is going to be really cool. About a cool opportunity.
Williamson moved in the heart of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The last day of quarantine, I was calling my parents like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't know if I can do this, because obviously you're so used to being by yourself. And then the Sunday rolls around after 2 weeks. I was like, okay, now this is really hitting me. It was absolutely terrifying. Because I didn't know anyone. All I knew was coaches. It was a new country, new place, new friends. It was really daunting.
To get through tough times, Williamson remembers why she came here.
At the end of the day, it's basketball. I loved the sport. I enjoyed it. So if anything was going to get me through it, I was like, I'm going to play the sport I love, which is basketball. And that kind of got me through. It's like, hey, what an opportunity to play college basketball. Like, that's pretty cool to say, so.
Finding an out-of-state student can be a difficult task at Southern Connecticut State University. Just 6% of students at SCSU do not call Connecticut their home. However, across all 19 varsity athletic programs, most feature at least one student who is not from the state of Connecticut.
Like, the most I'd probably been was like Chicago.
The Missouri native is over 1,000 miles away from home, but doesn't miss it much.
I know this is like a hot take, but I never really got homesick.
Speckard does miss having his family around after meets.
They would all go to their parents and start like talking to them, and then they're like, oh, like we're gonna go get food, stuff like that. And then for me, I'm kind of just like, well, time to go back to my dorm.
Massachusetts native Natalia Fiato finds herself stuck at the dorm on some weekends.
Being surrounded by people, especially my roommates, where they go home every weekend, and I'm like, oh, I'll be here. But so I'm definitely envious of my teammates.
Fiato, who is a former tour guide for SCSU, finds many Connecticut residents at Southern.
Out-of-state people definitely should come to Southern, not just athletes either. I think people from other states should just come to Southern because it's a good school. Southern's great, but there's so many people from Connecticut here. I wish there were more people that weren't from Connecticut and like had more experience. When I meet someone from Massachusetts, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're from Massachusetts too, and I just like connect with that person immediately. I wish there was more of that, and I definitely think out-of-state people definitely should come to Southern.
The spring rugby season has officially begun. The Owls are looking to end the school year strong. Led by Captain Dom, this team has 2 goals for the spring.
Is 1, have fun with sevens rugby, and 2, just get new guys to try it out.
The Southern team is coached by John Marullo, known as Coach West by his players. Coach West embodies the Southern rugby culture, as he was once a player back in his college days. Southern's match versus Easter was canceled. Over the weekend, the Owls competed in a 9-team tournament at Central Connecticut State University, where the team finished in 5th place. Southern was one of 4 local schools dribbling it out at the Elm City Extramural Basketball Tournament. Yale, the University of Bridgeport, Central Connecticut, and Southern all battled it out for bragging rights. With Yale and Bridgeport's championships hopes crumbling in the opening rounds, the pressure was back on for Southern's Owls to break the Blue Devils' 2-year streak.
To beat last year, we couldn't beat Central last year, so I'm here to see if today will our Southern boys intramural team be able to beat Central.
While plenty watched to see the action-packed game, when the dust settled, one team stood just a little taller than the rest. It was Central that brought home the trophy for a 3rd time. That's your sports. I'm Rachel Rose. Nelson, back to you.
Thanks, Rachel. That's it for edition of Southern Spotlight. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.